Hi, Karen. How are you?
Hi. Good, Charlotte. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. So, purpose of this very casual conversation is just to find out your feedback around the IC Agile coaching Agile Transitions course that you've just completed with us, and just to get sort of, what did you hope to gain from joining the cohort that we had, and also, what did you get? What were the benefits? So first of all, what were your reasons for joining this program?
The reasons for joining the program were to really expand on my coaching, but also get more deeper dive on Agile and lean change management. So I really wanted to understand what everybody else was talking about. A lot of my project managers and Scrum Masters that I've worked with has says you're already doing some of the aspects of Agile. That felt quite natural, but having coming on the course was really to give me the tools and to have the conversation piece back at, when we did sprints and when we, brought some of those tools back to the business. The other thing was, I think it would give me more of a base from coming back from Singapore, having worked in Singapore for a while. There's a lot of Agile going on, but I don't think they're really doing true Agile. And it's very sporadic on what they were doing. And they were mixing it with waterfall. They're doing a combination and things like that. So I really wanted to understand what Agile really was from a change management point of view and from a coaching, and then take that forward into future roles.
That you were looking forward to? Did you get that from the?
I think it exceeded it. I think it exceeded it. I got a lot more out of it. That I think there was some surprises. Like there was a lot more of the full circle moment and the self-reflection. So it reminded me again of why I was doing change management, why I loved it, and it was about the human aspect of it. I'm a very, I guess, empathetic change manager, and I tend to flock towards what we call the immovables. And I've realized now that a lot of the effort I've been focusing on the immovables should really be focused on those other people that, there's always going to be a percentage of people that aren't going to shift to the change and maybe be sometimes aggressive against it and fight against it. And I've realized in my career that I've spent a lot of time with those immovables, that I need to shift the focus for me and start rewarding those people that are actually putting in the effort and getting the business to the change. But surprisingly, it was a lot of self-reflection on me and what I want to achieve out of my career and the relationships that I have, not only from a networking point of view or a work point of view, but something that's a little bit more fulfilling. It might be the whole COVID pandemic thing where we focus a little bit more on the fuzzy feeling, but I think even personal relationships, it's taught me that it's okay to accept things, move on, and then focus on what really matters. But it's not just from a psychological, I sound really deep and meaningful now, but more so from I remember years ago when I worked at a utility company, we actually had the whiteboards out with all of our plans up and the change plan and things like that. So it felt like a real full circle moment. I was like, why did we ever stop doing that? Like, it's something as simple as making it visual, not necessarily electronic, but really out there for a conversation piece for people to contribute to, was something that we did years ago. And I'm like, why did we ever stop doing that? Why did we not make it more of a conversation piece and things like that? And I think something that really resonated for me was the pull, not the push. I find a lot of organizations just, are putting change in, putting transition in, forcing people to just adapt. And we had a saying at a lot of my projects where we say adapt or die, because there was just so much change going on. And yeah, it's just, I think we need to realize that it's okay to have a lot of change, but breaking it down into smaller pieces, into smaller chunks, is actually more pleasing or more better appetite for people than, focusing on the big picture. So while it's still important, let's bring it together in those little chunks. I think that really resonated a lot with me. Let's bring it together in those little chunks. I think that really resonated a lot with me.
Yeah, great. So how do you think you're going to apply what you learned from the program?
Great question. I think it will be different if I'm here or if I'm in Singapore or I'm in some different country. I do find that a lot of businesses in Australia really want to do the Agile, but they don't know how to do it. And I was actually talking to one of my PMs who I work with in Singapore. She's Agile and she goes, yeah, it's great, but it's so hard to implement. And I'm thinking, I haven't found that it's really hard to implement. But then I had a Scrum Master who was a PM that really complemented the team. And, I think I'll start with elements like the sprint, using some of the tools around the Kanban, the Canvas board, and things like that that are slow but really that people will appreciate and see the benefits of. And then I think I'll go a little bit harder depending on who I'm dealing with in the or how much the organization wants to say they're agile, but it might be at the beginning of their journey towards the middle. And I think you're just going to get differences from different PMs and how much they want to implement agile, and then complement that as well. But I really like the idea, and I've had lots of conversations where I say, I'm not your PA, I'm here to do change, things like that. So I think that culture is still around, where there's a lot of that I think I'm more adept at having the conversation about, I don't do that, but this is what I can bring to the table for you.
Yeah. So really helping you position maybe your role in a different way than before, by actually, and then by introducing some of these tools gently to organizations, that you can then actually position that role in terms of change lead, change manager, whatever that job title becomes, but actually being very clear on what those boundaries are and how you, I suppose, as Jason, that white space. Yeah, absolutely. How you manage that. Yeah.
And I think it's taught me it's okay to have that conversation. It's okay to, that's really, that maybe we'd need somebody else to fill that role, or maybe we've got a gap in the team, or, to have that conversation. I think it's made me feel more confident, and that I can have that conversation and say, I think that we need to have a discussion about roles and responsibilities, or, where we're going to take this further. But yeah, I just think, but that white space is, I'm glad you brought that up. That was so interesting to me. And I think I'll learn a lot around that and keep reminding myself of the white space. I think that's really important.
Yeah. Yeah. So just actually coming back to the course in terms of the process and the way that it's designed, in terms of, the online content and then the weekly coaching group calls. How did you find that as a learning experience?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I would have found any different doing it online as doing it in a group. I think I got as much out of it online as I did as in working the group. We were lucky to get such a diverse group, and we had a really lot of different looks at how things work, and like even just the way people presented their own templates and stuff. I got so much from that. But the conversations were just how people phrase things, and the conversations that we were having in the group and people's ideas was really motivating for me. I think I got a lot of motivation from that to actually go, you know what, I want to learn more. I want to do more and find out, I want to be at a level where I feel really confident to actually get this into a business, maybe not softly, but maybe go in and say, hey, look, let's do some really great stuff here.
Yeah, fantastic.
But I think for the process, sorry, just going back to, you asked about the process. I think I didn't read any of the information at the beginning. I wanted to fumble through and figure out how, watch the video, but not read the supporting materials. And then I did the assignment, and then I went back and read the information, and I thought, would I do it differently or would I not? And then made changes or didn't make changes based on that. That was just my process though.
Yeah, but that worked for you.
Yeah, that definitely worked for me, because it was kind of like, let's watch the video, see what we get from it, run through the exercise, do the homework, not publish it, but then go back and read all of the supplementary information. Probably why I submitted mine like 20 minutes before the Tuesday.
Oh, fantastic. So if you could tell somebody looking and considering this program, what would you say to them in terms of if they were undecided about joining another group that joins the program for 6 weeks?
I think regardless of their role, whether they're a coach, a PM, or regardless of their role in a project or a business, I would say, if it's something that they've been interested in, I wish I'd done it sooner. It's something that I've always dipped my toe in and out, and it was just something that felt really natural and organic for me to do. Some of the tools just felt really right. And I mean, I think you'll get something from it no matter what. Or you might think you want to get this and that, but you'll just get so much more out of it. I just think, if you're thinking about it, just do it. You'll look back and thank yourself for doing it. It's a value for money for sure, because they're definitely skills that you'll take into any job, any career.
Brilliant. Thank you.
And we need more agile.
Brilliant. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, Charlotte.